That's how I feel. I'm sorry. And I everyone is entitled, but y'all are making it so difficult. Y'all are making it so difficult to the point where I'm literally going to be like, look, any other couple want to do this thing, because all these solo single people don't want to be in a relationship.
Well, with all that being said, I'm pretty sure this might be a 1 and 2.
It is going to be, I'm not stopping. It'll be a 1 and 2. It might be a 3. We'll see. I'm not going to stop because there's that. I haven't even talked about what I just was reading. On top of the fact, there is a lady that posted, what is it? Time? The birds? No, you got time.
Yeah, I got time
Why'd you do your eyebrows like that?
because I'm like, dang, it's a lot, and you about to go in.
I'm about to go in. I ain't gonna lie to you. I have some, what do they say? Some bones to pick with a few people. I don't know the people personally, and I don't even remember their posts. One of the posts, the lady, what was what was that post we just talked about it before we started recording.
Where she want to get slutted out. That one.
Okay, let's talk about that one. Let me clear my throat. So this lady, she was in a relationship. She was in a 8-year relationship, I think, with her husband. She's married, 8 years with her husband. They decided to go poly, and it was her decision to go poly. They found someone. They started dating someone. They all were together physically, like they were in a triad. They were in a triad. I want to say they were in a poly relationship because I promised you in Africa, there ain't all these terms and they're just in a relationship. There's not all the terms. So poly is poly in Africa. There's
Only in
nothing else.
America.
There's nothing else. Look it up. If you, in Africa, in all the different countries, I can't get specific, but there's no this and that. It's literally just one term and everyone's in a relationship. Are they all sexual with each other? Maybe. Who knows? That's their prerogative. But whatever. So, anyways, they were all together. And then over time, the husband started dealing with the girlfriend separately without the wife. He decided to change the dynamic of their relationship to make it where the wife was monogamous, or she was in a relationship with her husband, and he was then dating the girlfriend on his own.
They went from a triad to a V.
Yeah. And basically, the wife and the girlfriend stopped communicating, stopped everything. So at some point, the husband and the girlfriend had conversations and decided on their own to dismiss the wife. I don't agree with that personally. I think there obviously that should have been sat down and talked about. And if the girlfriend was having more feelings or only wanted to be with the husband, or she wasn't sexually, she didn't like something that the wife was doing, whatever changed that dynamic, I think it should have been sat down and talked about so that the wife wasn't left out in the cold, which left her to feel like she saw, because they were all together as a triad, she saw that her husband was excited about um slutting the girlfriend out, right? She saw that he liked that. So she then at some point started, I guess you could say, begging the husband to slut her out. And he wouldn't do it. Like they hadn't had sex in like a long time because he
Well, they
was,
had sex. They just They
Did
had
you read
regular
that whole
text.
post?
Yeah, uh,
The whole post? Everything.
the post. Yeah, are you talking about whatever she wrote
Comments.
in the comments?
Yeah.
Unless there's more after what I read.
There was like 100 comments. I'm not kidding. And
Oh yeah, nah, I didn't.
I stayed up reading everything. So basically, he told her, "You're not going anywhere, and I'm finna do this on the side. Like, you're my wife, you'll be here, but I'm finna go handle this business over here." Literally, she put that in the comments. So people are like, that's disrespectful for him to be like, "Yeah, you'll be fine. I'm finna go do this over here. I'll see you when I get back, and you'll still be here. You're not going nowhere." And so she's trying to figure out what to do and whatever. But basically,
That sounded like it went from poly to straight cheating.
because it was her that wanted it initially. She said that she wanted the girlfriend. She wanted to bring a woman in. She clearly was bisexual and wanted both.
And who's to say that she wasn't doing that just to please him, but then it backfired?
I don't know. I don't know. She said she initiated everything. I wish I could find it, but I don't even know what group it was. I don't. So my issue, or what I saw outside of all the comments and everything that people were calling her out, people were kind of calling her dumb, whatever. They're like, "Girl, if you don't see what's going on, something wrong with you. If you stay, something wrong with you." But my thing is to ask your husband to slut you out because you see it excites him with the girlfriend. People were saying maybe he has more respect for you and that's why he doesn't want to do that with you. Maybe he just wants a girlfriend because he could treat her any kind of way and come home and he upholds you to a different level and status. Okay, I get that. But I feel like for her, that the fact that they were all together, she saw he got excited with the girlfriend sexually and she wanted that same attention from him and he wasn't giving it to her. He's like, "No, you sit over here and I'll be back. I'm finna go do whatever over here," which either she had insecurities initially or it caused her to have insecurities because now she's alone. She expressed how she felt to him and he just brushed her feelings off. Like in the particular comment, he said, "You're not going nowhere and I'm gonna still deal with her." So I feel like, and I've read so many other posts that tie into what I'm about to say is, first of all, even for us, like we still are working through our comfort zones of what we want and what we don't want. I'm trying my hardest to keep up with these terms and understand where I fit in. I know that I'm not dating anyone. We talked about it, and my husband said initially that, yeah, you could, if that's what you want, go for it. Then I feel like he kind of backtracked on that, but that's fine. That's fine. Um, you see, he's not disagreeing, so clearly. But to reference, he did say because I was so supportive of his choices that he returns that energy to me. But
Right, and I haven't got off that. Am I ready? Like I
no,
said,
no,
eighty
because
percent.
he keeps saying closed V. That was the
Yeah,
beginning of
because
this
that's what I
video.
actually want.
I
That's what I
understand
want.
it. I understand. And listen, I didn't sign up for this. I say this all the time. I didn't sign up for this dynamic or this lifestyle. So for me, for him to say, "Yeah, you could date," I'm not going to run off and start dating someone. But the option is on the table is what he's saying. Um
Okay, so if people are hearing you say you didn't sign up for this, what?
me so let me explain so it doesn't sound like I'm being forced or whatever.
Exactly.
Okay, so when I say that, I mean, if he's allowing me to go and date, I didn't sign up to go date someone else. We're not opening our marriage for both of us to go dating, is what I'm saying. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like, even though he's saying, look, I support you if that's what you want. Well, I didn't ask for that. So that's what I mean by I didn't sign up for this. I didn't ask for that.
But
That's all. Um, so and we've already, again, if y'all go watch our earlier videos when we first started talking about this, you will see that even when we were talking about what I just said about him allowing me to date other people, I literally, there's videos. We ain't even, I wouldn't, I don't, I just can't, because I've dated in the last, what, 2 years, 3 years?
two.
It was before my dad passed, well, between the time, a few months before he passed and like 2 months after, and then I was done. So, the dating world, when it comes to men, something's wrong with them. I'm sorry. Not all men. I'm sure there's some good seeds out there somewhere. But whatever. um I completely got off of what I was saying. Um I think that if you're going to get into this, you need to really sit down and deal with your issues, because I see a lot of memes where people say polygamy or polygyny, polyamory, whatever, does not fix a broken relationship. Whether you're married or dating, it doesn't fix it. Bringing someone else in is going to destroy it. It's going to destroy everyone. If y'all are having problems, and especially communication problems, trust issues, insecurities, you good over there?
Yep.
If y'all are having any type of issues and you bring someone else in, whatever issues you're having is going to be a firestorm. It's going to make it 1,000 times worse. If you're having communication issues and you bring someone else in, and one or each of you have a better communication with the new person, then that's going to make the two original people feel some type of way. Or y'all may be fighting for that third person's attention, and that third person will feel like, wait a minute, what, it's too much, like a tug of war. Or if one person is communicating, let's say there's the hinge, and the hinge is communicating with the new person better than the one they've been in the relationship with, then that's going to destroy that first relationship even more. So y'all need to communicate and work on your issues. If you're in a triad, you bring someone in and you're in a triad, and prime example, like the relationship we were just talking about, and you start being more intimate with a new person, you just destroyed your relationship that you had. You just destroyed it. If you're looking, I feel like this. If you're looking to have a relationship outside of your current relationship, whether you're married, dating, whatever, sit down and talk about it. Communicate what the issues are, what's lacking, what's missing. There's nothing that him or I cannot say to each other. If I feel like, even if he feels neglected or I feel neglected, or hell, if I want some alone time or he needs alone time, whatever it is, it's said and understood. Okay, I respect how you feel. Go ahead, take your time, or I respect that you need this, or if it's something I can provide, then I do that. Whatever the case is, communication is key 1,000%. Secondly, if you are in these poly groups and you're looking, on the flip side, we So we found, or I found, that there's these single people, whether they're solo or looking for their couple, whatever it is, they have a laundry list of requests and demands. But on the flip side, the couples that are looking also, and I would go back and read. I made a post asking people what are the issues that they're having with when it comes to dating or finding someone. And so people commented, and there was this female that commented and said, this is what we're looking for and we have a hard time finding it. I went and looked on her. I looked. When you go into the groups, you can click on someone's names and it shows you all their posts. And so I looked at all her posts. I was looking at what she was commenting, and I'm like, you are your own problem. You are your own problem, because she has a list of requests, but the issues that she says she's finding is the issues that she's also putting out there. So like basically just she would need to self-reflect, because she is her own problem. If you have this list of what requirements or what you're looking for in a person, when you go look at what she's saying, she's almost contradicting what she's looking for. So she'll never find it because she's knocking everything down. You'll never find it. You're never going to find it. For us, I don't even think for us our requests are outrageous or ridiculous. Right? We want someone who's spiritual. We prefer someone who eats healthy. But
Yeah.
again, when you go and you meet someone and you really like them, are you going to say, hey, I need to know if you drink milk or almond milk?
Well, I guess. I mean, yeah, I'll probably let them know. Like, yeah, we only do almond milk.
So let me
Oh,
ask you
side
this.
note, doesn't have anything to do with it. But my auntie today, before she left, she said that she's almond breezing,
Mm,
so she's on almond milk now.
that's
And
what's
then
up.
she asked if the parents was on there. I'm like, nah, they still drinking cow milk.
Yeah. And that's good, but there is okay, okay, we'll get to that
Yeah.
later. Um, so let me ask you this. If you meet someone, whether in person or online, preferably in person,
Hmm.
are you then saying, do you eat meat? Do you drink cow's milk? Like, and if, and let's say over time, let's just say over time, you're talking with this person, getting to know them. Are you then, is it a deal breaker for you? Let's say 3 months later, you're like, okay, this is getting serious, but because you eat milk and, or I mean, drink milk and eat meat, I can't deal with you. You cutting them off?
No, I probably wouldn't. But I mean, I would probably definitely encourage. Um, in the time
Educate
frame,
them.
I would definitely try to encourage them to try and do it healthy. Yeah, okay, you eat meat, cool, but do you really have to eat meat every day, every meal?
Try and supplement things and be like, try this, just try it, just like you did with me. Just try it and see how you like it. So, oh, I got mushrooms in there. I forgot. I'm
Yeah,
glad you said,
put it in your mouth and try it.
stop it. Um,
We talk about food eating.
Anywho, so my point to that is when you meet someone and you like them, outside of just in general, outside of the poly, when you meet someone, they're gonna have flaws and they're gonna do things that you don't like. They're gonna live a way that you may not live.
Right.
So you cannot dissect a person down to be your perfect person. There's going to be things that you have to accept and adjust to because that's who they are. So for people to have these long lists of demands and requirements, and I'm not doing a kitchen table talk. You don't have to be here. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
and again with the kitchen table talk, it's like it's making sure everything is on the up and up. Everything is cool. Is there anything that I'm not doing that you want me to do? And if you don't want to do the kitchen table, and you know,
It's communication.
yeah, like, and that's the whole basis of even being poly is the communication. So if you don't want to communicate, then so basically what you're telling me is that you want to be in a poly relationship, but you don't want to know anything.
Not even that they don't want to know anything. People have literally said, I'm not doing kitchen table. I don't need to talk to her, or I don't need to talk to the other side of the V. I don't need to deal with her.
Well, yeah, that would make me feel some type of way because it's like, well, first of all, that makes me think that if I had young kids, just because the kids ain't yours, you ain't gonna deal with them, you ain't gonna talk to them. I'm big on family, so if it's not gonna be all for one and one for all type thing, then yeah, there's no need for you.
So, and we'll try and
And that's me saying even if I really like the person, and then it came down to the point where it's like, okay, it's getting really serious, and now you're letting me know that you know you don't do the kitchen table. Well, why not? And it better be a good reason.
so that kind of swings into the last thing we're going to talk about. Then we're going to wrap it up. But with about 30 more minutes, and it's definitely going to be two videos, maybe four. Who knows? But anyways, the post that I'm currently reading, the girl, she wasn't clear on the dynamics of who's who, but she made a post basically saying, let me go to the top and I'm gonna read it. I didn't read all these. So I'm gonna read this real quick and we're gonna talk about that because it ties into kitchen table technically. So it says, "Good morning. I have a post for the group. I'm needing y'all opinions." It says you're in a relationship with a mono partner. Your partner doesn't like the fact that you see multiple people, but they are trying to get an understanding of you in the lifestyle. As they are trying to get an understanding, they ask that you be upfront and honest with them and tell them where you are and when you're with someone else so they can have a choice to decide if you come to them same day or whatever. They can choose whether to be with you physically at the same time. You decide that you don't want to tell them where you are or when you're doing it because you feel like it takes away your freedom, but your partner views it as being upfront and honest about your actions. Who's wrong in this situation if anyone's wrong? The mono person who just wants to know what's going on and when, or the non monogamous person that feels like they can do any and everything they want to do without disclosing anything to their partner. If you respond, do you mind elaborating on your your decision? So let me let me just kind of decipher what what the person was saying, who's the non-monogamous, who's the poly person, and whatever. So the person making the post is the mono, and she is dating a guy who is poly. They live together, or I don't know if they live together. I haven't got that far, but she says that she's with them every day. But she's requesting that her man, who's poly, tell her who he's with and when he has sex with them so that she can make the decision if she wants to have sex with him same day or not. Now, here's my thing.
With them?
No, with him. So she's not with him when he's with other people. She's requesting that when he goes to see other people that he's dating, that he tell her that, oh, I went to so and so's house, or me and so just went out to eat. Me and so and so had sex, or me and so just went to the movies. We didn't. She wants to know his every move, who he's with, and I feel like that's not fair because I feel like it's insecurity and you're trying to control that person. You want to know how many times he's with someone, whether it's just sexually or just in general. I don't think that you should be keeping tabs. Y'all don't live together from what I've gathered so far. Y'all don't live together, but you say that y'all are together a lot. But y'all started dating knowing that you were only monogamous and that you knew he was polygamous. So now you're trying to kind of put up these walls. And she says she's in these groups so that she can get more understanding of his lifestyle, but she still doesn't necessarily agree with it. I feel
Yeah.
like she's trying to change him. If you got with him knowing that he was polygamous, then that's something you accepted when you started dating him. You can't then say, "Hey, I need to know who you're with and when." And if you're just on a date with them or if it's sexual.
Yeah. Yeah,
So what
that's
are
she's definitely insecure, clingy, and yeah, she got a lot of inner turmoil going that she needs to figure out before she carries on.
so people are, some dude really came for her, but he's and we could talk about it off camera, what group it was, what post it was, and there was some dude that came in just being so disrespectful. And I get that I commend her on trying to learn because me being a mono person and me accepting my husband's lifestyle choices, I can't say, and we've had this conversation, I can't come in and put restrictions on what he's wanting to do. If I agree with it, then I can't say, yeah, you can do this, but you can't do this, this, and that. You can look, but you can't touch. Like,
Yeah,
what?
that's like, and that's also in a regular monogamous relationship. That's just very controlling. Don't nobody want to control. You rather control somebody than love somebody. Yeah, that's borderline. Well, not borderline. It is toxic.
And so people are saying she's insecure, and
Yeah.
she's like, no, no insecurities, just expect the truth and honesty. The truth is, he told you he was polygamous. He's being honest with you and not lying to you by telling you that, yes, he deals with other people. What more do you want?